Oh! Hi everybody, welcome to another evening with Sips. Tonight, we're taking a look at the Banner Saga. Wow, wee wah. This game came out last week. It's really good. I've been playing it all weekend. I've been having a blast. It is a RPG. It's a sort of dark RPG with turn-based strategy combat, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics or something like that, if you're familiar with those types of games. I'm trying to keep my intros a bit shorter, so let's play! Okay, here we are. We're at a camp. One of the many camps that you can set up. You can set up camps in this game. It's fucking great. You spend a lot of time on the road in a caravan in this game as well. You and your bannermen follow you around everywhere that you need to go. Lots of the action in this game happens on the road as well. We are on day 5 right now. I'm sort of in the middle of chapter 2. And I don't want to spoil any story. If you're thinking of picking up this game, don't worry. This video will not have any story spoilers in it. I'm going to cut them all out and everything so that if you're looking forward to the story in this game, which I might add is pretty good so far from what I've played, you don't have to worry about anything being spoiled for you. I'll just quickly go through this stuff and then we'll get onto the road. You got renown here, which is like your currency. This is how you like buy stuff at the market if you need to. You gain renown for doing stuff in the game as well. So like every time you kill somebody, you get a bit of renown. Every time you make a decision that affects your caravan in some way, normally you get a bit of renown or whatever. And you use this stuff to level up your heroes as well. You have heroes in this game, apart from all of these different people that are in your caravan as well. We have 270 clansmen at the moment, 45 fighters, and no Varl. Just a quick one, the Varl are these big giants here. See this big giant with this big axe here? He's just sort of like lumbering around, standing taller than all of these other humans. Look, there's like an archer down here. Some other humans around this big yak here. Look, this guy is just like grooming the yak while these other people sort of stand by and say, holy shit, what is happening to that yak? These Varl are sort of standing around, dotted around, even though we don't have any Varl in this particular caravan. Fighters, 45 of them are generally humans. And clansmen, in this case, probably humans as well. We have 270 clansmen. Our morale is normal in our caravan right now. We have 13 days worth of supplies. Very important when you're out on the road in a caravan. I don't know if you've ever been in a caravan before. I certainly have not been, but there you go. I'm assuming that you do need a lot of supplies to run a caravan effectively. And we have 5 days worth of travel so far. This is just sort of slightly after all of the introductory sort of stuff, the start of the game. But at this point, you can sort of see some of the mechanics at play without getting too bogged down, in this case, in story elements, which is probably a good place to record a video from. You can do some training if you want to test out your skills in battle without actually fully battling bad guys, which is kind of cool as well. And if your morale is very low or dropping, you can rest while you're in camp as well, just by clicking this. See, I click this. We pass a day, and we now have good morale. See, everybody is feeling good. We also lose a day's worth of supplies as well. So we only have 12 days, potentially, where we can be on the road before we need to stop and start eating each other in camp. Good God. Let's leave. We're going to leave. We're going to leave the camp. We're going to see what it's like out on the open road. Look how fucking beautiful this game is. Look at this. Here's our little caravan, 270 clansmen, 45 fighters, and 0 Varl. Pausing to catch your breath, you glance backward to see the caravan stretch out past the point of safety. They're spaced out so far, you're unable to see those bringing up the rear. Okay, so no big story spoilers here either. Nothing to worry about. These are the kind of things that happen when you're on the road in the game. It's pretty cool. We got to pull them together, says Ivor. It'd be dangerous to stop until at least the Godstone. The path should be just ahead. And now we have a situation where we need to make some sort of decision. So we can say, let's call an early stop for the day. Do we want to slow the pace so everyone can catch up? We don't know what's out there. Maybe if we slowed the caravan down, some bad guys will catch up to us and start killing us. Do we want to keep a steady face? Keep a steady face. Fantastic. Keep a steady pace. If we keep a steady pace, we may lose some of the stragglers as well. So, What you'll see is by clicking any of these, there's not normally a right one to pick. Each one will have its pros and cons, as with any decision in life. So whichever one we pick will have some sort of effect on our caravan. We may lose some clansmen because we've kept a steady pace. We could slow down and let everybody catch up, but we may need to fight somebody. We can call an early stop for the day, which might mean that we just let everybody catch up, or we might just open up a whole new line of story. We might call an early stop for a day and just happen across a camp of people just having a weenie roast. There might be like 300 people out here in the wilderness having some sort of weenie roast. We might stop and they might be like, holy shit, you guys are in a caravan. Can we join? And we'd be like, hell yeah, give us some weenies. And there we go. Everybody's happy, and we've just gained like 3 million new clansmen. Great. Let us slow the pace so that everyone can catch up and see what happens. Give the others a chance to find. This is Rook. This is one of the heroes. He's talking right now. You tell those around you at the front. You beckon the stragglers to pick up their feet, eventually bringing the caravan back together. Great. However, many curse the slower pace and the lost time. Okay, so we've just taken a hit to our morale. Everybody's fucking pissed that we slowed down. Here we go. We are approaching one of the many godstones in this game. Look at this thing. Look, the fucking art in this game is just stunning. I love this style. I like all these little guys. Look at this with their pitchforks and their spears. You got your big banner. I think if you pre-purchased the game or you helped with the Kickstarter, you actually get like a cool thing that you can put on your banner, like a custom banner. I did not do that, so I don't get a custom banner. Alright, so we move swiftly along from the Godstone. We have 33 renown. We have 10 days left to blow. What's happening? Out we go. We've left the Godstone. We're back out in the field, waiting for stuff to happen on our way to Destination Unknown. At any given time, we can stop and camp. See this camp button here? Oh, look, the caravan has halted when a group of men appear on the trail, weapons at their feet. We've seen the dredge in your wake, says one. We don't wish to meet them alone. If you'll let us join you, we'll show you a watering hole with enough animals to fill those supply wagons. An inherent fear of strangers raises mutters from the caravan. Okay, another fucking decision to make. One of many that you'll encounter out on the open road, going on many, many road trips. We can allow the men to join us. What are you doing out here alone? Refuse the men and make sure they don't follow. Let's find out what they're doing out here alone. I think that's sensible. We were hunting here for food when the dredge found our village, says the man. When we returned, he looks away, unable to finish. Oh, no. So the village has been ransacked by the dredge. The dredge are like the bad robots in this game. They're like a race of evil robots who try to kill you. Again, that's not spoiling anything. You come across them fairly early on in the game, and they're the only people that you fight pretty much for the first at least 5 hours of the game, from what I can gather. Allow the men to join us. I think we're going to do it. We're going to gain some ranks here. If you'll be no trouble, come along, you say. The men cautiously join the ranks and prove trustworthy. The hidden watering hole nearby is teeming with animals, and soon your supplies are nicely restocked. Well, fucking fantastic. So, we've probably gained some men here. We've probably also gained some much-needed supplies. There we go. We got 12 new fighters, 5 renown, and 18 supplies, which has brought our day's worth of supplies up to, well, 13 now, because we just walked through an entire day. During rest, one of the men get too drunk and end up splashing mead in the warrior's face. Brawl erupts, many thrown fists. So, again, something's happened. You got to do something. You have to manage your caravan. You have to manage your entire banner while you're on the road. So, people will do stuff. Characters will start emerging. Like you might have like a drunken bastard in your caravan who's just always causing trouble. You might want to tie him to a tree and leave him. You might want to try to sober him up and see if he could be of any use to your caravan. Whatever. You get tons of options in this game, and each option that you choose has some sort of knock-on effect, which to me is fucking awesome. One of the things I really love about this game. There's never a dull moment. It's got to be said. Oh, the caravan's visibly relieved to find a small village on the way to Frostfeller with beds and fresh supplies. The locals here are shocked by the news you bring and discuss it amongst themselves while you set up nearby. Great, okay. So we're making camp. We've made a camp. Wow, look at this nice camp. So we can do some resting, we can boost our morale, we can go in and check our heroes, level them up if we need to or whatever. We can check the map, we can go to the market and buy some more supplies. I have 38 renown, so it's probably not a bad thing. At any of these random villages and towns and stuff that you happen across, there's normally a market where you can stock up on supplies. So, like, if I want to buy some supplies, you can see how many supplies you actually have, and it gives you an idea of the day's worth of supplies as well. So, if we stock up, spend a little bit of renown here, we can just actually clear this fucking guy out of supplies and get 19 days worth, leaving us still with 30 renown points, which is very good. Confirm? Yeah. You also get these items, which you can equip to heroes as well. So some of them have different stats, like 1 will per turn, which you can cover later. Armor, that one has 2+2 armor. Don't really need any of that right now, so we can leave. That's fine. We can rest by clicking on this rest hut. Look at this, we're resting. We're going to improve the morale. We'll rest for a couple of days until the morale gets good again. Look, we've got 15 days left of supplies. Great. Let's board our yak and leave. Back on the road. Alright, so here we go. We've encountered a fight along the road. I won't go into details because some of it might spoil a little bit of the story for you or whatever. But this is it. This is the combat, and this is where the bulk of the mechanics in this game come into play. And you spend a lot of time in combat in this game as well, surprisingly enough. But it's actually quite fun, and most of them can be resolved fairly quickly as well, advancing the storyline. It's got to be said, most of the combat in this dictates how the story goes as well. So, for instance, as a result of this, if I were to die here, or my entire party would get wiped out, it's not the end of the game. It just means that maybe something that you committed to story-wise before the encounter started will be affected by the fact that you've lost. Then again, winning would probably further cement the decision you made going into the combat in the first place, if you see what I mean. So it's probably always a good thing to win a fight, but having said that, you might really fucking suck at turn-based strategical combat, such as myself, and have some sort of rage meltdown. As a result as well. Might not be the best thing to happen to you. But there you go. It does happen, unfortunately. There's a lot to cover in this as well, so let's get to it. So, you get this like ready phase where you can place your guys. This is one of the Varl giants I was talking about before. He occupies 4 spaces because he's such a big motherfucker. We've got 2 archers on our team here too, and we got 2 of these dudes with hatchets and shields that we can place around too. So, you get to move and you get to attack as part of each turn for these guys. Now, this is the order in which they're going to fight, but once we've hit ready, it'll show up the bad guys as well, so you can see who's going to be going when and next or whatever. I don't really have like a style or strategy really. What I like to do is I like to sort of get my archers in close with one of these big guys here. Because look at this. This guy's got 14 armor. The way armor works in this game is kind of cool as well. For instance, this guy has 14 armor and 12 strength. So the blue is the armor, the red is his strength. So his strength, which is at 12, is not only how much he'll attack for, but how much life he has as well. If this guy were to attack him right now, this guy has 7 armor and 9 strength. If this guy were to come up and attack this guy right now with 9 strength, 14 armor would probably deflect his attacks. You can choose whether or not you want to break armor or attack with strength, and we'll see that in a minute. But basically, this guy is pretty beefy with 14 armor. There's nothing really here right now that could just outright attack him and diminish his strength. There's nothing here that's going to do over 14 attack. So he's pretty safe for now. So it's a good idea to sort of get everybody rallied around him so that he can start taking some damage on behalf of the rest of the party. And then these people who can do, like this guy can do 10 attack damage. These 2 guys here can do 8 and 10 respectively. And this woman here, who's an archer, can do 7. So you can let these guys sort of chip away at the bad guys while this guy sort of takes a beating from them. That's pretty standard stuff, but if you've never played a game like this before, you might be wondering why you guys are dying or whatever, and hopefully they won't all die. You'll be able to get through these. Let's hit ready and let's get into battle. It's got to be said as well, the game does a really good job of explaining stuff along the way. So if you've never played games like this again before, don't worry about it. The game eases you into it. It doesn't just throw you into the deep end and expect you to know what the fuck you're doing, so that's fine. Alright, so we've got this big giant guy. He can move. We can move him and then we can attack. We're not going to be able to move into any sort of meaningful range of these guys, so I'm just going to leave him here and let the guys come towards him. Play a little bit defensively. The blue tiles, if I move to, I won't use up any willpower. So you got these willpower points here. If I were to move to here, I would use up 2 willpower points. Willpower is just a way of doing a bit more damage or have like a bit more movement, but you're restricted to how many points of willpower you actually have. As you kill people, you gain points in willpower in this horn. It's like a rallying horn, and you can spend them on people as their willpower is used up. We're not going to use up too much willpower on this guy to begin with anyway, so let's just rest for now and wait and see what happens. So you can see who's up next. We got Rook up next, and then after that it'll be this guy with the beard here, and then Archer Woman, and then another guy with a beard, and then see so on and so forth. It tells you when they're coming up turns wise. Okay, so Rook is an archer. He currently isn't within range of anybody, but if I were to move him here, look at, see how this like square starts like pulsating? If I move him here, it means that he'll get a shot off at this guy if I want to. So I can use a move, and I can also attack in the same turn. Now, Rook has 9 armor and 10 strength. This guy has 8 armor and 9 strength. So any attack, full-on attack that I do to this guy's strength with Rook right now will hit, because he's got more strength than this guy has armor. Taking away this guy's strength means that he will not only attack for less, but he'll just have less health overall. When this guy gets down to 0 strength, he dies. So a sensible thing to do with Rook right now will be to attack this guy's strength. So I can attack him for 2. I can also have a willpower modifier of 1, which means that I'll attack him for 3, which is probably worth doing. Meaning that when I hit this guy, it's going to remove 3 of his strength, taking him down to 6, which makes it less likely that he's going to do any sort of meaningful damage on any of these guys that he's going to attack. Look, already, if he's down to 6 strength, he's not going to be able to attack the strength of these 3, or Rook himself, because he's not going to be able to overcome their armor rating. It's pretty important to know all this stuff, actually. Alright, so we're going to do it. We're going to attack this guy for 3. There we go. He's down to 6 strength, and he's not really going to be able to do much. And this is basically how combat works. See, this guy has just come in and he's done a armor break attack. Our archer here is in position to actually shoot this guy. At 7 attack and 7 armor, it's going to get through. But because the armor rating is 7 and her attack rating is 7, she's not going to do any extra damage to him. So she can do 2 damage to him, which is good. It'll bring him down to 7 strength, which means that he's going to have to do some work on the armor of anybody around, and it's probably worth doing. So there we go. So we got 10 and 11. This guy's got 10 armor and 11 attack and 11 strength. Sorry. We have only 10 attack on this guy. Which means that we're not really going to be able to do much to him with this guy. If we use a little bit of willpower, we can get in here and fuck this guy's couch, or we could get in here and fuck this guy's couch as well. And actually, at 8 armor and 10 attack, we can diminish this guy's strength even more, and it's probably worth doing, just in case he comes in here and starts trying to shit all over her or him, who are a little tiny bit weaker, I suppose. We've got these special abilities that we can use at any time as well. Look at this, Bloody Flail. You click on it, it'll tell you what it does. So 4 attacks at 1 strength or arm each. Last hit adds +1 for each adjacent ally. Right, so it's probably something that you want to do when you've got allies around you. And it spends willpower to use it as well. And I think in this case it's like 1 willpower. We'll just do a normal attack on this guy for now. But we can add some willpower to it to bring it down. So an attack for 4 leaves this guy with 2 strength. He's almost dead, and he's not going to be able to really do much damage either, which is a nice thing. Who's next? Oh shit, this guy is probably going to die actually. He's very close to dying. Whose turn is it now? Bloody Flail. Do we want to do any flailing here? He's got 6 strength, 2, 7, and 4, 7. 6, 7, no, 7, 8. These guys all have way too much armor. Can we actually move? No, we're stuck in here. Let's do some bloody flailing on this guy then. Here we go. Time for a bloody flail. Here we go. Look, we're doing all sorts of awesome damage. Look, we brought that guy down to 2 using our special ability. Fucking great. Rook is about to take one. Thank goodness, though, this guy only had 9 strength, and we have 9 armor, so he's only able to do 1 damage, which is very good. And now this guy can move in and chip away at this guy's armor, at the very least. So let's do a bloody flail on him as well. Just weaken him a bit. It does 4 attacks, which is pretty good, actually. Oh, no. There. So most of these guys aren't attacking with much now. Look, I think the most that any of them are is with 4. Now, this guy's got 5 armor still. Rook here has 6 armor still. This guy's got 8, and she's got 8. So none of these guys are actually going to be able to do much in terms of a strength attack. So I think we've actually got the high ground here. We're going to be able to actually start. Can we do this? 2? Yeah, there we go. We can take this guy out. Here we go. Bam! A confirmed kill for our archer, who's earned a promotion, which is fantastic. What about this guy? What's he operating at? Oh yeah, he should be able to take this guy out, who's on a 4. Great. Let's attack him. There we go. We don't even need to use any willpower for this. He's just going to be able to chop his balls right off. He's dead. Great. These guys are still chipping away at our tank's armor, but it's not too much of a problem. We're going to hit somebody fairly hard. Who's doing the most damage here? This guy. He's doing a fucking lot of damage. Not for long, though. Bam! Down to 1. Almost dead. What about this? Ooh, 5 damage. Look at that. He's got no armor left. So we're going to have to start getting through these guys fairly quickly. This guy is now dead. What's this guy attacking for? 1. That's nothing. Okay, we're going to have to move in. She's in range to hit this guy. How much can she hit him for? 3 and 4. Kill him. Great. Another confirmed kill for the archer. Fantastic. Which enters us into pillage mode. Look at this guy. He's just desperately trying to chip away at our tank. To no avail. This guy is going to do a massive killing blow of 7. He dead. And look, that's it. We've won a battle. Our renown grows. Our archer woman gets a promotion. This guy also gets a little bit of a promotion. And we gain even more renown. 8 renown. Fantastic. Great. That's settled. And here we are. We're back on the road. We got clansmen, fighters, and renown. And a whole bunch of supplies for doing that, which is great. Okay. And there we go. We're back at camp. After a long battle with a whole bunch of brigands, which we brought down to their knees and they died. We're back at camp. We're resting. We gained a whole bunch of supplies. We gained some new clansmen and some renown for doing all that, which was very good. As you can see, we have some story options. We can talk to this woman and find out more about her, and there'll be options for stuff that we can do there as well. Another perk of setting up camp, especially after something has happened, like in the main storyline or whatever. So there we go. This is probably a good place to end before we spoil way too much more of the story. I wanted to mention as well, this game doesn't support Steam cloud save games. So if you're playing this on one computer, be warned that you're not going to be able to pick up your session on another computer. If you're like in 2014, then you play games on like multiple devices and computers and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's something that's coming in the future either. But for me, recording this, I wanted to actually record something a lot further along in the game, but I wasn't able to because I've been playing this over the weekend on a different computer at home to the one that I normally would record on. So I had to restart the game and get a part of the way through so that I didn't spoil sort of any story elements or whatever for you guys and play it that way. It's not the end of the world. It's not a huge deal, but it's a fair warning anyway if that's something that will impact whether or not you want to play this game or not. Having said that, this game is fucking fantastic. Look at how nice it looks. It plays very well. It really eases you into all of the different mechanics of the games and explains everything very thoroughly as well. It's not too difficult to begin with. And I'm sure that it does get more difficult as time wears on. There's a difficulty level, so if you're finding it like really fucking frustrating or whatever, or you're just like having some sort of meltdown because you keep dying or whatever, you can lower the difficulty. If you're only interested in the story and progressing the story, that's absolutely fine. I mean, I'm the first to admit that I've done that on occasion when a game has just been too difficult or whatever, and I've just wanted to get through and see the story. So go for it. There you go. You can get it on Steam. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. I'm sure most people have heard about this, especially if you follow me on Twitter. I've been fucking talking about it a little bit, about how I've been playing it and stuff. Really enjoying it, and I can highly recommend it if you feel like picking this up as well. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned. There'll be more. And as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.